We are live. We are live. We are live. Welcome back to Talk Talk Live, ladies and gentlemen, on IG and YouTube. Yes, we are back. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining me here on Talk Talk Live. I am back and I am live, ladies and gentlemen. So good of you to join me tonight. Sorry for the delay, but um, yeah, I just got over the flu and I'm in recovery mode right now, so that's why I got my fluids handy. So whenever I need it, it's here. I may be jumping in and out of things. I gotta go get a prescription tomorrow. Uh, I may be jumping in and out of frame over the next hour or so. We're just gonna rush through this. I'm not gonna say too much about things. I'm gonna let it play out, and we're gonna do it no doubt. Thank you very much for joining me here on Talk Talk Live. Hope you had a great week. Hope you're enjoying your Saturday night. And yeah, tomorrow is a reason why I'm wearing this tracksuit is, ladies and gentlemen, if you are if you know of this canon here, you'll know as a supporter, it's probably the biggest game you've had in the last 20 years, bar none. This is the biggest match in Arsenal football history for the last 20 years. The last time we've had a match this big, it was the Champions League final in Paris when we were when we were well done hard done by and lost 2-1 to the likes of Eto, Puyol, and uh, and Barcelona, Barcelona Football Club. So again, um, yeah, huge match tomorrow. Uh, Praying here. My X factor in terms of players will be indeed Everett Eze. He is going to be a huge factor tomorrow. I think if he plays well, Arsenal win. If he doesn't play well, um, we'll be struggling to get through it. But if we can just get a draw, that's good enough for me. But if we get a win, it's pretty much game over. So the biggest match in 20 years at Arsenal Football Club is tomorrow morning here in Toronto, and in the afternoon, tomorrow afternoon in Manchester at the Etihad Stadium. So yeah, it's I'm a bag of nerves right now, even though I'm a little bit under the weather. But I'm not going to mince any more words. I'm going to let things play out. I'll stop where necessary. So I'm going to do my YouTubes, and we are going to get started right away. Sorry for my wavering voice right now, but we're going to keep things short, sweet, to the point. Nah, not a lot of fluff today. And yeah, we're going to get into this Russini story. Now, um, Dianna Russini, this lady right here, this lady just above me. Dianna Russini is, is a head writer at ESPN, head writer at The Athletic, um, a very highly paid uh, uh, person. Now here's the thing about here's the thing about this lady here, and I mean, you can do it as you get in where you fit in. But if you ever had a look at Diana Rossini these days, she's an average looking girl. She's not exactly a knockout. She's not an 8, 9, or 10. She'll never get to those echelons. But so she's got a, you know, you know, uh, yeah. It's Diana's always had to, go above and beyond to get noticed, and you're gonna hear that throughout the show today. And it's such a it's always been a problem for her, as you'll see in throughout her history, where she is concerned. And let me make sure that I've got everywhere I need right now. I don't think I want this one. No, this is the one I want. Let me get the other one here. Back to history here. I think it was this one. Yep, that's the one. I'll stop it there. And we're gonna let my man Bruce Matson run things for now. Let you give you a sneak preview here, and then I'm going to let my man Chisel Dons do his thing because His stuff is seriously incredible. So we're gonna get into it right now on Talk Live, live on IG and YouTube. Like, subscribe, comment on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Let's get into it.
I just want to be MILF.
You know who lets me know my marriage is falling apart? My mom. And we're getting divorced at the end of the year.
I'm married to someone average. I don't post a lot about them. If I was married to someone beautiful, I'd overpost too. But I also don't want to put my butt on them.
I just remember being down there acting like it was my last day on earth.
I don't know how it's possible, but we got more receipts on Dianna Russini.
I like couples like JFK Jr. and Carolyn Bessette. Remember, this is really dating me. I remember as a kid loving watching them, seeing the videos of them like fighting in the park. Apparently, I'm not for love. I prefer couples trying to kill each other because that's what I relate to. Like, we fight a lot in this house. So I think those are the type of couples I gravitate towards. The lovey-dovey ones aren't really my style.
Tracy Freud opened up about her experiences with Dianna Russini, mentioning that Dianna got into fights with other reporters in a Chili's parking lot about hooking up with married NFL coaches. There's proof that this is possibly true. You wouldn't guess the coach. And the story goes that two reporters got into a fight outside of a chain restaurant because Sean McVay was hooking up with both of them. The rumor was that it was Britt McHenry and Dianna Russini. Dianna Russini was also accused of providing sexual favors to a Washington Redskins general manager. The general manager's wife called out Dianna Russini for being her husband's side chick. This isn't even a rumor, but if we are following the breadcrumbs of Dianna Russini, any coach that she's mentioning a lot should be in question. Like Brian Dabble. She was all over his stories. None of her colleagues have come to her defense.
Just give it to me straight. What's going on here?
Okay, so what's going on here is this. You saw who Dianna Russini is. Let's roll it back here for a second. Let's get them both in shot here. Let's really dig this out. Here they are. It is Dianna Russini. It is. Coach Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel is the coach of the New England Patriots, formerly coach of the Tennessee Titans. Mike, well, he was married, and but again, it never, don't stop him from having a good time. Uh, well, as you heard from that little intro there, Diana's been doing this for years. Diana has had trysts with many coaches, in certain senses, players, and it's more of a, and it's and she has a bad reputation of, you know, I give this to you. I give you some favors, if you know what I mean. You give me some stories, you give me some scoops. And again, as stated, she had a tryst with Sean McVay, and now with Mike Vrabel. And of course, if you didn't know, Diana, shout out to real Brucey Bruce, shout out my man. Uh, she is not one to mince any words, really. So let's continue.
Dianna Russini, any coach that she's mentioning a lot should be in question. Like Brian Dabble. She was all over his stories. None of her colleagues have come to her defense.
Just give it to me straight. What's going on here?
Well, let's just say in the court of public opinion, Dianna Russini was screwed from the very moment those photos of her and the coach were posted last week, allegedly, of them perhaps having a little bit more than just a reporter and a coach relationship. But, all joking aside, the bottom line is that, when you're talking about journalism and the fact of her job being a reporter and especially an NFL insider as she is, it kind of comes with a pretty strict code of conduct, which includes avoiding putting yourself in these kind of situations.
Come to her defense.
Just give it to me straight. What's going on here?
Well, let's just say in the Well, let's just say in the court of public opinion, Dianna Russini was screwed from the very moment those photos of her and the coach were posted last week, allegedly, of them perhaps having a little bit more than just a reporter and a coach relationship. But, all joking aside, the bottom line is that, when you're talking about journalism and the fact of her job being a reporter and especially an NFL insider as she is, it kind of comes with a pretty strict code of conduct, which includes avoiding putting yourself in these kind of situations.
Okay, yes, you should be avoiding putting yourself in these kind of situations, especially as a girl as average as you. But this has been Dianna Russini's MO. She has always been the one to, you know, uh, do get her story, get her points across by any means necessary. And the female sports writers know it. But I want you to watch the blonde lady in the corner here. As you saw earlier, as you saw earlier, let's just as you saw earlier, she 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 didn't take kindly to the joke. She really took it like Jada Pinkett Smith, Pinkett Smith, the Chris Rock joke by Jada Pinkett Smith at the Oscars. She did not take too kindly to it, and there's a reason why she did it. You can see it, and the reason is she's part of the feminista dentistas, ladies and gentlemen. She's part of the feminist echo chamber, the modern woman space, and she don't take it too kindly when one of their own has been called out and banged on and has been called to account and giving their kind a bad name. And hey, you know, you see it as constructive criticism, but unfortunately, the female reporter here did not take too kindly. Let's move.
And it kind of caught up to her. She knew that she was, whether right or wrong, no matter what, if she did anything wrong, the sheer perception of it, especially in the social media age, was eventually going to catch up to her. And unfortunately for Russini, it did. And now, as we know earlier today, she ended up stepping down. It's been also very interesting that even when the initial story came out, The Athletic originally had her back and said that we believe her story, but none of her colleagues, especially female ones, really came to her defense.
Oof.
Now, I don't know if that means that they know that there was something more there, or perhaps that they're kind of just not happy with her, and this is what we're hearing from a lot of female journalists right now, is that she might put them in a bad situation.
Yeah, I don't think that they appreciate a female reporter doing this, because then the implication for all of her colleagues is that they are somehow doing this. However, I got to say, why is it that she's the one who's being punished here only?
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. She's always a dyed-in-the-wool feminist is always going to push so that the man also gets punishment. It's not as if there's impropriety on the woman's part. There's got to be impropriety on the man's part, right? Let's continue.
The coach, it takes two to canoodle. Shouldn't the coach have some consequences too? Bad example for all those young men he's supposed to be coaching.
I completely hear you. The difference is, the football fans will tell you that, well, he's just a coach. He's just a dirtbag. He just, he didn't do anything wrong to violate any sort of code or integrity. He's just the coach. All they care about are wins and losses and Super Bowl rings. But yeah, is there a double standard? Of course there's a double standard. And does this just have to go with sports? I mean, I know plenty in the Beltway and, lobbyists, and whether it's paying money for scoops or whether it's other ways to get scoops with celebrities, it definitely happens. It's just, Russini just got caught, and it was salacious. It was scandalous. And also the fact that those photos came from a private investigator with a long lens. I mean, it just had social media firestorm written all over it.
ESPN has been quiet about the whole ordeal.
Well, it's the biggest story in the NFL. I wouldn't. I'd shoot you straight. These are things that I've been texting with about my friend with my friends in the coaching world. Even their wives are involved in the conversation as well.
Stay on target. Stay on target.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Careful. I'm trying to. You ever see Star Wars?
All
the terms, but his wingman is telling him stay.
Okay, here's the thing, right? Mr. NFL Insider, we know you're a nerd. You're showing your nerdiness, and you know, it just didn't come out funny. It's just the facts, man. Just the facts. Don't you know? Don't get into jokes. That's not your lane. Your lane, facts, figures, leave. That's it. Let's go.
On target.
Right. Right.
I'm just giving you. I don't look. There's a lot there, and there's only so much that is reported and known, and that's. I'm just trying to help.
All right. In Star Wars, did they tell that they have the called thing called "shut up" and just let the person talk? How about that? Tell me that and read that line back.
Even though news outlets are picking this up, ESPN and big sports media are going to hope this dies down because it's evident there's more. Like when Adam Schefter was caught sending his article to be edited by NFL personnel, or Adam Schefter talking about breaking stories while having sex.
My question with the whole coverage of this.
Okay, this is the feminist echo chamber part 2, of course, and this is going to be wild. You need to listen to this for yourselves as to what her solution is to this. What her solution is here. I want you to listen closely. Oh shoot, sorry.
Is how is Dianna Russini interlocking fingers with Mike Vrabel different from Adam Schefter sending an email to a former team president with a full draft of an unpublished story and saying, Mr. Editor, are there any changes you'd like me to make?
Right.
So the way that this is being talked about is Adam Schefter still has a job. Mm-hmm. He wasn't suspended. Diana is under investigation. These are all the same kinds of violations, which is that to be an NFL...
To be fair, she's already been let go. She's already given her resignation to The Athletic. That's done. ESPN, they still have her on their books, but we'll see what happens going forward. Let's continue.
Insider, to be an NBA insider, to have any kind of transactional relationship where you are reporting on deals, you need people to like you. You need to get close to people. They have an agenda. You have an agenda. The lines are already blurry. It means we need to take a bigger look at the whole industry of having insiders in sports all together rather than say, look at this woman holding hands with this NFL coach.
Now everyone is wondering what's going to happen with Mike Vrabel. The NFL
guys.
Lines are already blurry. It means we need to take a bigger look at the whole industry of having insiders in sports all together rather than say, look at this woman holding hands with this NFL coach.
Now
okay, it was already known. She already resigned. But she, again, wants all the NFL to know. Here's the thing about the NFL. It is the biggest boys club in sports. It is the biggest league in sports. It's the biggest boys club in sports. And some female reporter isn't going to come in and knock everything down. This is an old boys network. Okay? From the owners all the way down to the trainers. You got a few ladies here and there, but I say 85% of staff are male. And so we need to, especially when dealing with football operations. So, you can say, oh, we need to take that. No. 75% of NFL players are cheating on their wives or cheating on their girlfriends. Yeah. No. Shout out to my man Vladdy Zoo. Listen, I just a break here. Listen, it's this guy cannot be our closer anymore. I've already said it. That guy gave up a World Series, and yet we go with him again. Something's wrong with Schneider. He's going to cost him his job. That's all I got to say about that. If John Schneider wants to go down in a blaze of glory with this closer of his who can't throw a pitch, listen, I'm gonna get really wild up here. Let me just continue here. Shout out to my man Vladdy Zoo.
Everyone is wondering what's going to happen with Mike Vrabel. The NFL should do an investigation into Mike Vrabel, as this could impact NFL transactions. But from all the receipts we've pulled, they need to investigate the Patriots and the entire NFL.
Is the NFL going to investigate Mike Vrabel? I think they are.
For I'm going to use the word tampering.
I think they are. I think they will.
How do you not? You could make an argument.
They mess with my team.
That they messed with A.J. Brown as a player.
Yeah.
And with the Eagles as a team.
Absolutely.
And if I'm A.J. Brown, theoretically, I can make an argument. You heard my value.
If they find that in a way, or somebody admits that he was feeding her stories in some way.
Yeah.
What punishment does he get?
So I guess
it
it's
mandatory.
I guess it depends.
Well, again, he's feeding her stories while feeding her stories.
If it's the league or the team. In this case, I think it'd have to be the league, right? Because the Patriots aren't going to punish him. So I think the league. Look, I think the league could take a draft pick away from the Patriots and fine Mike Vrabel.
Okay.
Right?
Could you suspend him some games?
Yeah, you could.
For me, if it's true, I got to take 2 games from him.
Does the NFL have a conduct policy?
As you can see, that my man had a few too many blows to that head. Whoa. Here's the thing. Yeah. This is not good PR for the New England Patriots going into an AFC championship season where they had the weakest record. I mean, the weakest schedules last year. Made it all the way to the Super Bowl. All the way to the Super Bowl. And yet, to have this on your mantle, especially as we move into training camp, especially move into the draft, not good. Not good at all, which does well for my Bills. Let's continue.
When it comes to all of this. If so, they need to make Vrabel and possibly the Patriots an example. This could be a larger issue than anticipated since reporters are conducting favors involving sex, money, extortion. How many of these favors were used to impact how a player was dealt in a trade or signing? And that's a conflict of interest that impacts the NFL and how the game is played. Therefore, the NFL should look at this. Mike Vrabel shouldn't get off the hook either. And the New England Patriots beat reporters should be questioning left and right. Him, the execs of the Patriots, everybody that's close to the team. But that's not happening. In the recent press conference, they were not questioning anybody. It was crickets. They allowed him to get away scot-free without having to answer to this. And it's not fair that one gets all this flack and then Vrabel's coming here scot-free so far, not even have to answer one question. Nobody around him, not having to answer one question about this.
I was expecting the assembled New England Patriot media to show up at this press conference and start firing question after question. And much to my surprise, nothing. Like zero. There was only one question asked in the better part of half an hour that had the name Mike Vrabel in it. Not another question to anybody about Mike Vrabel, about the Dianna Russini scandal, and the New England Patriot media just let him walk away like that.
Even though it looks like when we peel this back, there's a lot more going on. This looks like some Epstein Files type shit where there's a lot of extortion, a lot of sexual favors with money going on with these news stories to impact NFL transactions and relationships with NFL players, owners, coaches.
Yeah, listen, this girl's an average chick, okay? She's not getting over a 6. Let me say that again. She's got to throw her titties out there. She's got to throw her ass out there. She's got to wear low-cut skirts and such, all in a manner to catch the eye of NFL brass. That's how bad things got. So much so that female journalists, well, don't care for her. They really don't care for her. They don't. Shout out to my man. Yes, Bruce Mattson, doing wonderful investigative journalism in these YouTube streets. Do like and subscribe to Mr. Mattson. Now, let's come back to the reason why I say this is the Lady Sith Jizleen of the sports world. If you cast your mind back to the early part of the year, you had a lady named, Jizleen Singh. And she also, clowned her husband, as you know. So what I want to do now is take you on a tour, show you the similarities of how a cuck husband is treated by wives who think that they are better than now. The one difference between Jizleen and Dianna is one of the highest paid sports writers at the Athletic and the ESPN. She's a head sports writer. So there is that bit of a difference. But let us be fair and frank. That is where the dissimilarities end. Because, I mean, just watch the pattern of behavior between these two and you'll understand why. Let's take our trip down memory lane to see Jisleen's exports just one more time.
So this is like loyal through and through.
Sometimes I get so painfully nostalgic for college. So I was popping my and living my best life in these white boy frat houses.
I'm actively trying to have an orgy because, and you haven't seen Nav yet, but wait till you see him. His body goes crazy. His face card always slays, never declines. And it's kind of weird because I'm talking about your husband. I just know that Nav's is like at least 10 inches. Okay, I have two stories. So one time, it's like at least 10 inches. Okay, I have two stories. So one time I met this guy on Tinder and I made the dumb mistake of letting him sleep over, like not really wanting to hook up. And I like woke up in the morning and like my was a little sore.
I don't gotta say a word. This is another perfect example of women not taking accountability. I didn't have to say a word. I just bided my time. Your stupid husband made those dumb comments trying to tell us about women. Meanwhile, he married like you.
Bombacat!
This is you. Did I put a gun to your head and tell you to say all this stupid shit? No. Did I tell you to embarrass your husband after he made these dumb comments? No. That was all you.
And I remember that he what kind of do you watch when you use a vibrator?
Okay, not gonna lie, I don't watch using a vibrator. What?
Just to let you know, what you're viewing now is Jizleen Singh and her co-host on the main character podcast, which is now ceases to exist right now. She's not putting out any podcasts anymore because Lord knows, anytime she did anything, all the comments would literally be roasting her, and she was not going to make any more subscribers. I think she ended up like with 1,000, and then that was that. And then the platforms pulled. Let's continue.
I just think my imagination is vibration enough. Wow. I'm just thinking of like my own husband while I'm like doing it.
Wait, that's kind of baller, but I could never do that.
Yeah, because Akash is a loser. That's why. Your own wife is admitting that when she uses a vibrator, she doesn't think of you, nigga.
Yeah. And so I was using you and your husband split finances. And I'm going to be really honest.
I don't.
We don't.
We don't.
We don't.
First of all, that's a red flag. I'm not like, no joke. I love you girls. If you want to work, all for that, whatever. But like any man that doesn't want to have a joint bank account or isn't being transparent with his accounts or has separate accounts, that's a red flag. This
Ladies and gentlemen, do understand that Jizleen is a resident broke bitch. And quite simply, she believes her man's money is her money. That is not the case with Dianna Russini. Dianna Russini has her own money, but there's a reason in having that money, she treats her husband in in a similar way, really. Let's continue.
This is not a two-way street. This is a one-way street. His money is our money, and my money is my money. And look, have I only made $600 from content?
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
What I find corny is my preference is not my women. Now, I thought it was I'm not dating my women, period, which is the corniest human being outside of a criminal to me, period.
Sorry. Yeah, he himself up right there. I didn't do shit, but anyway, and then here he is cooking himself again.
Yeah, different. My wife also hadn't had any sexual partners, so that helped us connect.
Yeah, okay, bro. She didn't have no sexual partners before you. Okay.
A lot more.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you believe her?
Yeah, even these niggas are like, come on, bro.
If you've seen her, then it's hard to believe. Yeah. I remember I was just like, what? But she was 22, I was 31. There was an age gap.
Sometimes I get.
Yeah, this dude is. See, bro, this is the problem. See, and this is why, like, you know, documentaries like Inside the Manosphere, like Akash, losers like his wife, like people like me are needed. I need to come in and knock some sense into you. Welcome, punch! Because women will deceive you if they can. As you guys can see here, this really thought this was a virgin. Dumb. Oh, you're a virgin?
Thank you. Come again.
You're a virgin. Let's get married.
Thank you. Come again.
Dumb Jeet, bro. And he married a female Jeet.
Thank you. Come again.
Incredible, bro. Nigga.
Get so painfully nostalgic for college.
Anyway, shout out to I think it was Kool-Aid Assassin made this video, bro. One of the guys in the OSS. Shout out to him. So anyway, let's
a lot about him. If I was married to someone beautiful, I'd overpost too.
You know who lets me know my marriage is falling apart? My mom. So that's good.
Oh, does she?
Oh, yeah.
Really? What did she
I'm
say?
gonna walk over here.
My husband said 2 words to me. He's an Eagles fan. And I'm like, this can't be a thing. Like, I don't want to be the household that is shaped by the result of a football game.
I was like, he doesn't seem as stressed this year. She's like, you know what? I'm starting to think he's got a girlfriend. And you know what? Good for him.
Like, grow up. I'm married to someone average.
Ladies and gentlemen, my apologies. I tell you what, this cold is driving me nuts. I had the sound down, but I will go over what I just said, ladies and gentlemen, and that is this. Dianna Russini has always been about hypergamy. And even though her... Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. We are back, and sorry about that. We are just dealing with some indiscretions. There, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that. Didn't want to have you hear anything that's going on in the background there. My apologies. Again, we are taking care of this issue tomorrow. Let me just do this quick. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, Dianna Russini is coming from an angle of hypergamy, where Jizleen Singh is coming, wanting a soft life, doing nothing, having her husband pay for everything, while she just sits there and insults her husband and not letting him kiss her in public. Again, you have Dianna Russini, who says that her man at home, even though he is one of the executives at Shake Shack, is not a man himself. He's not as manly. He's not as commanding. He's not as virile. He's not as well. He's a big guy. Mike Vrabel's about 6'5", right now going around 300 pounds, 285, 300. He's a mountain of a man. Okay, when he tells you to do something, you're probably gonna do it. Listen, Dianna Russini, I wouldn't put her over 5 feet 5'1". She's a very small lady. But again, with this affair that she was having with him, she wanted to be the next Mike Vrabel. And in doing so, she literally, took her husband to task at every beck and turn, because she felt that he was a cuck, a simp, a Mr. Mom at home, even though he's an executive as well. but she's earning $2 million. So again, hypergamy exists. If you guys are earning equal salary, you're not good enough. So, and this is coming from a lady who's average. Dianna Russini is average. Average is a day long. You may give her a 6, but other than that, she climbs no higher. Climbs no higher. She may, she may throw the tatas at you. She may throw whatever behind she may have, which is, I don't know. I don't think it's there. But anyways, she may throw her sexual wiles at you just to gain your attention. But it's hypergamy is her game. And if you're not earning as much for her benefit, she's gonna take you down. And let's see her track record here. Let's continue. Well, let's see the similarities between her and Jizleen Singh. Let's go.
Average. I don't post a lot about them. If I was married to someone beautiful, I'd overpost too.
You know who lets me know my marriage is falling apart? My mom. So that's good.
Oh, does she?
Oh, yeah.
Really? What did she
I'm
say?
gonna walk over here.
My husband said 2 words to me. He's an Eagles fan. And I'm like, this can't be a thing. Like, I don't want to be the household that is shaped by the result of a football game.
I was like, he doesn't seem as stressed this year. She's like, you know what? I'm starting to think he's got a girlfriend. And you know what? Good for him.
Like, A, grow up. B, you're a father. Is there something outside football that drives Mike Vrabel nuts?
Yes.
That he's a very large human being and can be very intimidating. What's been the best part of your birthday so far today?
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or...
That would be disrespectful, and that did not happen.
Okay. Wow.
That's not true.
It didn't happen.
That did not.
Okay.
They did
See,
not.
death.
And then she resigned. So it did happen, ladies and gentlemen. It literally did happen. Now, here's the thing. Let's talk about Dianna Russini's background. Dianna Russini, from the Bronx, from the Italian background, from the Bronx, tough, coming from a tough family, okay, and they don't give no quarter, okay, and once they smell that you don't have the the je ne sais quoi in you, if you don't have the moulignaz in you, no, not the moulignaz, sorry, if you don't have the cojones, moulignaz, a whole different thing. If they see that you are not manly enough, if you don't have the cojones to run a family, if, these ladies run. These ladies are tough people, and she thought her husband was Mr. Mom. Yeah, get these kids to school. Yeah, uh, get these kids to daycare. Yeah, get these kids dinner. I'm gonna be touring around in the NFL. I'm gonna be the dad around here. I'm the one wearing the pants, even though you are an executive, yes. But listen, I'm the man around here, and whether you like it or not, that's the way it is. And eventually, they did eventually divorce. Well, they're going through the divorce proceeding, but the ex-husband, the soon-to-be ex-husband, had one more shot, one more card to play. And let me say this: it was a trump card, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to leave it. It's the one and only Chisel Adonis right here. Chisel Adonis, near 1 million subscribers. Shout out to Chisel Adonis doing wonderful things in YouTube streets. And let me go back here for a second. Let me just go back here for a second now. I am
very normal.
All right, here we go. Let's go here. I'm going to take it back, and we're going to let Chisel Adonis do his thing. He is one of the more electric entertainers on YouTube. Make no doubt about it. This guy's talent is way beyond his 1 million subscriber count. He is fantastic. He is simply spectacular. And anything he does, I am automatically riveted. That's why I tagged him in here. I just want to give him a great shout out because he is, he is an inspiration. And again, keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing, Chisel. Keep doing what you're doing. So I'm gonna let him take over from here. I'm not gonna say much, but I'm gonna let my man entertain you here. Fair use, fair use, fair use.
So boom, it is.
Fair use, fair use, fair use. Let's get into it.
I, the diligent, vigilant, meticulous, sagacious, conscientious, analytical, methodical individual, the chiseled Adonis. But of course, you already knew that. And over the course of the past week and a half, I've received several DMs, comments, even comments in live streams asking, Adonis, what are your thoughts on the scandal taking place over the heads of the reigning defending undisputed AFC champion Lali Lulelo, New England Patriot head coach Mike Vrabel, and lead NFL analyst at ESPN, former lead NFL analyst at ESPN, Dianna Russini, being photographed together poolside in Arizona. And the first thing that came to mind was, why does anybody care what two consenting adults happen to be doing poolside in Arizona? Arizona's hot. It's like a furnace. They were in where? Sedona? Okay. They were in Sedona. It's hot as hell. All right. I went to Sedona. It was 121 degrees. It's April. I believe this took place in March. It probably was somewhere between like 80, 90 some degree. Who wouldn't want to dip their toe in the pool? They were seen hugging. Oh. So maybe they just greeted each other and that's how they ended up getting photographed. They had interlocked hands and allegedly were dancing. Oh. Well, maybe that's just how everybody got a different handshake. You know, LeBron got a lot of different handshakes with folks. So maybe they have a different sort of embrace. Like, oh, we hug, then maybe we dance a little bit. You said they're married? Oh, okay. So who cares what two spouses do while they're in Arizona to other people? Oh. Wait, so she's been married to her husband since 2020. Vrabel's been married to his wife since 1999. But they were hugging, and we have to do this in front of the people? I mean, well, platonic friendships can happen. You know, that's not odd. Platonic friendships happen. You know, it's doable. So the hotel, the Ambiente Hotel, it's known for the amount of engagements that they've had at the hotel, 100 plus engagements at this particular hotel. That's what you're saying. Okay, that's odd.
Here's the thing, guys. This is a rendezvous, a couples only resort, aka a ground and pound facility for the rich and famous, if you know what I mean. And it's a ground and pound for the rich and famous, if you know what I mean. And let me tell you something. They got in a few lead locks.
Odd. Huh. So the private bungalows and things at the very intimate hotel. Interesting. Huh. Nonetheless, they were photographed holding hands and hugging, potentially dancing under the sunset. Very intimate sort of situation. They was even photographed the Saturday morning, or I should say, it was reported that they had, breakfast together at 10:30 that Saturday morning. But they're in Arizona for work, right? So why was Vrabel there? He was there for a scouting event at the University of Arizona the day before, and that was where? University of Arizona, ain't that Tempe? Arizona? Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Tempe, Arizona and Sedona is like 2 hours away from each other. It's like 125 miles. Why would you stay in a hotel 2 hours away? First, why is Dianna Russini even here? Was she covering the scouting event? Oh no, the NFL competition committee has a meeting, or they have an event over the course of the Sunday to the Wednesday or Tuesday. So over the course of those days, she's covering that event. She just came a day early. Right, exactly. So that's taking place in Sedona. So that makes sense why they would be staying. It's in Phoenix? Yeah, but Tempe and Phoenix is like 20 minutes away from each other. I did the drive myself. That's kind of weird. So why would they stay in Sedona, 125 miles north, at a very intimate hotel at that? You're being weird. Stop. You see, people be looking way too into things like that. Furthermore, how did even somebody get the photos? It's as if you had a private investigator that came along to try to identify if something was going on, if there was foul play that was happening. This is very odd. It's not as if they was fucking each other. Oh, relax. These are two happily married individuals. Mike Vrabel would do nothing to sacrifice his marriage. We heard him on the Bussin' and the Boys podcast years ago while he was coaching the Titans that for a Super Bowl championship, he wouldn't do anything that could possibly potentially mess up the marriage.
Would you cut your dick off for a Super Bowl?
Oh, been married 20 years. Yeah, probably.
You've got 3.
As a player. I guess we'll be married for 20 years one day.
Would you? If
you won't need it.
Oh. Well, he's just being tongue-in-cheek. He's not serious. Obviously, he's still intimate with his wife and continues to want to be intimate with his wife. He's just saying that tongue-in-cheek. He's not meaning that. That he has a very loving relationship, just like Dianna Russini has with her husband.
Apparently, I'm not for love. I prefer couples trying to kill each other because that's what I relate to. Like, we fight a lot in this house. So I think those are the type of couples I gravitate towards. The lovey-dovey ones aren't really my style.
Oh.
Yeah. That's her Italian background. I grew up around Italians all my life. And what you see is what you get. They're very upfront. And again, pull no punches. And, but once you get to know them, good people. Let's continue.
Toxicity. She's just trying to make a joke. She doesn't mean that. She obviously loves her husband. And every opportunity she gets in front of the camera and has a microphone, she doesn't do anything to make people believe that she doesn't want to be in this marriage.
I'm married to someone average. I don't post a lot about them. If I was married to someone beautiful, I'd overpost too.
Shit! What? Oh my God! She's just joking. She's not serious.
The guy's got a heart of gold, and here I am on national TV killing him. Look, we're average together. I need to really stop killing my husband on television. I'm going to be divorced by Christmas.
See, there's accountability. She reckoned I was a bad joke. Of course, it'll never happen again.
I think when men propose, that's their wedding day. Like, that's when you guys are all in. It's not really all in for us yet. I think for women, the actual wedding day is the moment. So, I mean, Kev was all down for it. I was the one that was very skeptical. I was like, oh, I don't know. And at the time, I was working at ESPN, and I remember I was still working. And so the night before my wedding, I'm making calls, and I had a phone interview set up with Jimmy Garoppolo. And I remember Jimmy was great. He made like a funny joke like, hey, night before your wedding, you sure you want to do this? And I'm thinking like, of all the people in my life that I'm going to talk to the night before my wedding, the one guy my dad wanted me to, or my mom wanted me to marry was Jimmy Garoppolo. And he's calling me. Like, this is a sign. I of course, did not marry Jimmy Garoppolo.
She's here for a check. That's the reason why she got married. He was a good earner. He's staying safe. He'll help you produce 3 kids. And yeah. That's that. Let me say this again. Average chick. She thought that she was an 8, 9, or 10 because she was in such environments, and she showed her breasts off and did these certain things, but hey, if she thinks that she's an 8, 9, or 10, she's crazy. Let's go.
And I think Kevin was happy about that.
But wait, there's more.
You know who lets me know my marriage is falling apart? My mom. So that's good.
Oh, does she?
Oh, yeah.
Really? What did she
I'm
say?
gonna walk over here.
What did she say to you?
This is real. Are we doing this right now?
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes, please do it.
So I said, hey, thank you so much. Kev told me that you stopped by the house. You did this. Oh, yeah. He looks good. He looks really good. I go, yeah. I was like, he doesn't seem as stressed this year. She's like, you know what? I'm starting to think he's got a girlfriend. And you know what? Good for him.
That's the stress relief provided by Miss Russini herself. Let's continue.
What?
He looks good. He's successful. His wife's never around. You love this football thing. That's why he looks good.
But wait, there's more.
And we're getting divorced at the end of the year.
Right. Stop.
Breaking news.
Don't say that.
It's hard. We're going through it.
Sorry, Kev.
Diana, with the Eagles,
he doesn't even know who I am right now.
I haven't seen you
I think he's okay. Oh, he has. We've talked about. We've never been more disconnected in our lives. Our text messages look like 2 robots. Hello.
Just go through the motions.
Is he
Safe?
getting?
Yes.
Is he getting
Boys
Eagles
alive?
insider in the divorce?
Love you. Any of that? Love you. Love you too.
No, not even an emoji. I get a picture of Mikey and Joey looking adorable and perfectly dressed because Kevin's so good at that.
Right.
And I'll write back, miss you guys, you too. He texts the next day.
Yeah.
Going to work. I'm like, what? 15 hours just passed.
Right.
You
So,
didn't- So
yeah.
I have a lot of work
miss
to
him,
do,
right.
guys, when I get home.
Yeah.
A lot of work to do.
On your marriage, is what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah. My marriage. I'm going to be a full insider on my marriage the second I land.
Right.
But wait, there's more.
Max said, I don't understand how Dianna is married to an Eagles fan.
I did say that.
And she keeps getting to say bad stuff about the Eagles. And then we might have said that your husband needs to maybe, like, withhold sex from you.
You said that.
I
You
might have
said that.
He's got
It's
to do
funny
something.
you say it because it's actually happening right now.
Yes, that's my guy. I love that guy. I've always loved that guy.
That is so the truth. Kev has lost attraction to me since I put out a tweet.
Yes.
Like I think he thought I was like cute at one point. I can just tell by the way he passes me in the house. He's like, you're disgusting.
But wait, there's more.
No, I did things in Miami I haven't even told my husband because it's just I had that much fun. It was well, not like that, but like, I knew he would he would judge the kind of partying I was doing. I don't know what got into me. I just remember being down there acting like it was my last day on earth.
Oh, God damn! Oh, she.
Chisel, you didn't know she was a hoe? Chisel. This girl has been a for the longest time, Chisel. Keep trying to defend it, though. I want to hear it.
She's not serious. It's not as if she has sex on the mind. She's just saying she was having fun. She be joking. You know, the types that joke about their spouse, they must have a very funny relationship. It's not as if she has sex on the mind all the time.
This addresses your question about our dynamic. I asked her, well, why did you take up the saxophone?
I want you to get the body language between these two. Okay? The reporter on the left and the reporter on the right. My girl here, who's an ESPN reporter, is literally disgusted by Dianna Russini. This girl, legitimate NFL insider, goes by the book, no suggestive closing whatsoever, does her job, and is what's her? I'm gonna do Omaha. I'm doing Omaha, people. Omaha. Let me see here. ESPN reporters, NFL. I believe it is. I think it's. Oh. Let me get this quick. Go. Yes, that's right. Mina Kimes. That's it. Mina Kimes. Yes, indeed. Mina Kimes on the left, Dianna Russini on the right. I want you to get the body language between these two. She is literally trying to keep her distance from my girl. There's no love lost between these two, and I'll let it play out. Let's continue. Shout out to my man Chisel Adonis.
To which she responded, because it sounded like sex. To which I responded, we are so different. Very different.
It does sound like sex, though.
I thought it would be rebellion.
Their spouse, they must have a very funny relationship.
Let's play that again.
It's not as if she has sex on the mind all the time.
This addresses your question about our dynamic. I asked her, well, why did you take up the saxophone? To which she responded, because it sounded like sex. To which I responded, we are so different. Very different.
It does sound like sex, though.
I thought it would be rebellious. I thought it was like a bad girl.
You were like 12.
Well, I was raised like a very good, well-behaved Catholic schoolgirl, so it was, here's a way to get back at them. I'm going to play the saxophone.
I think there's a lot of people who are very intimidated by him. He walks into a room and he's confident and he's physically a big human being.
Yeah.
And it's a little startling at first. Very normal, right? When I say this to you, right?
See, it's nothing crazy. She's just the type to joke here and there, maybe even describe Mike Vrabel as very intimidating, but she loves her husband. He loves her husband, especially the proposal.
Diana, how would you grade the proposal? Was it bended knee? Was it, how was it?
Not great. It was okay. No one gave me the heads up, so Kev did it on the beach, and yeah, 1 out of 10. It was just like a 4.5.
It's a wrap at that point. Call me O.J. Simpson. Oh, Lord. It's as if Shorty got taken over by the Aisha Curry, Jada Pinkett Smith symbiote. What are you talking about? You don't need to share this with the populace, ma'am. What part of the game is that you doing too much?
I need to really stop killing my husband on television. I'm going to be divorced by Christmas.
Everything I've learned about this woman and Mike Vrabel in this situation has been completely against my will. All that being said, do I personally believe that there was adultery that was taking place at this hotel in Sedona, Arizona? Yes! Yes! Because why would you stay in a hotel 2 hours north, 125 miles away from where you're supposed to be for one evening? For shits and giggles? You know exactly what they was doing.
I opened up his cheeks and I said, I'm doing construction here. Pick all in your stomach, pull your hair, slap your ass, bitch, you better not do no running. Fucking right in the pussy.
Now, I can't confirm nor deny said sentiments in the realm of adultery because at this point, everything is all pure speculation. But that being said, don't you find it a little bit suspicious, the timeline of how everything happened to be unraveled? First and foremost, Mike Vrabel is early in Arizona because he's attending a pro day at Arizona State University. I think I may have misspoke earlier and said the University of Arizona, but that's neither here nor there. But he's at ASU for a pro day on Friday, the 27th. The very next day, or I should say that evening, you proceed to check in at a hotel 125 miles, 2 hours away in Sedona, a hotel that has a reputation of being a very intimate location where it's adults only. Several engagements take place here. Their selling point is how romantic your evenings and days can be on this set location. You're joined by the very woman who slotted to join you on Sunday to Wednesday during the NFL's competition committee meetings. But what business would she have in Sedona? You're staying in Tempe for the pro day. The committee meetings are taking place in Phoenix. That's 20 minutes away. Why would you go north to this hotel that has a reputation to where you're photographed hugging, dancing, and eating breakfast with this lady? You're both married. You have spouses. I'm not saying you're fucking, but certainly.
You don't find that suspicious?
Now, let me play devil's advocate. Potentially, there was no foul play whatsoever, because remember, Dianna Russini was also the lead reporter in the realm of the rumors of A.J. Brown possibly being traded to the Lalo and the New England Patriots. Now, albeit, this would definitely call for a conflict of interest. Perhaps there's some insider information that's being traded between her and Mike Vrabel. But that being stated, does that require, nor does that encourage you to have to stay in a hotel north of where you're supposed to be?
You don't find that suspicious?
Y'all holding hands, hugging, sitting, laying poolside, exchanging information, left the hotel separately, might I add. Were you guys discussing what potentially can happen with a marriage of A.J. Brown and the New England Patriots upon the release of Stephon Diggs TM 28 Diggs? You're gonna need a new receiver. Why don't we discuss the details as Mike Vrabel is digging inside of her
great big pussy?
Ah! But again, all speculation. But this is the pin drop, if you will. Given they were secretly photographed without their knowledge, the question is, who took the photo? And furthermore, why was there a scenario in which the photo would be taken? Because one would have to recognize, hey, that's the coach of the New England Patriots. And B, hey, that's the lead reporter over at ESPN. But the higher profile is indeed Mike Vrabel. But why would one tail him or tail her to identify their whereabouts and who they happen to be with? It's as if they got caught up against their will, unknowing of a photographer being nearby. This is all speculation, but I was scrolling on Twitter while researching what's going on, and I came across this clip from one Jared Stillman.
I talked to a source close to Dianna. That's how I will label this source. And the source close to Dianna told me that this is the source, believes it was a private investigator that took the photos of Dianna and Vrabel, and the source, believes that without question, the PI was hired by Diana's husband.
Now, here's the thing. Diana's soon-to-be ex may not have the money of Mike Vrabel. Excuse me. May not have the money of a Mike Vrabel. But he still got money. And he can still afford a competent and thorough private investigator. He did his due diligence. He did his surveillance. And by gummit, it was worth every penny. Shout out to Mr. Yes. Man, I don't even know his name. Goddamn, let's continue.
I beg your pardon?
God damn. Well, she's cooked, if true, of course. Because how can you refute the evidence that's on the table? All that being said, nobody should be engaging in adultery, let alone incredibly sloppy. What have I said from day one? First and foremost, I don't believe in cheating. I think you should just go ahead and leave. If you're unsatisfied with where you are, well, get a divorce. But you decide to go behind people's back, allegedly, and engage in coital affairs with a head coach who you work with. You don't shit where you eat, ma'am, let alone not operate thoroughly. If you wanted to get cracked, you could have just hired an escort. But Mike Vrabel, sir, you've been married since the Clinton administration. The fuck you cheating for? Allegedly, of course.
Of course, but let's allegedly, yeah. Mike is moving. Mike, tried a bit of strange because, well, the wife wasn't necessarily a great lay, or else he wouldn't be moving on. Or it could be a little strange. This is all alleged, of course. Very true. Well said. Chisel Adonis.
Both of these nincompoops need to be suplexed endlessly. And again, we don't have the full-on facts, if you will. We only have different pieces of photographs and testimonies of what transpired that weekend in late March, entering into early April. But all that being said,
You don't find that suspicious?
I certainly do, because when you say them vows and you take each other's hands in marriage, that's supposed to be taken seriously. And these folks out here playing games, you shouldn't even have been in this situation. And now look at you, publicly looking stupid. Now, albeit she's going to deal with a bit more blowback than he is, because in her case, this was enough to have her resign from her position at The Athletic. For Mike Vrabel, it's just going to be one of those very embarrassing sort of situations. Could potentially cost him his marriage if it were to escalate to that point. But we've seen these types of scandals happen.
I don't see Mike leaving his wife. I don't see. I don't see Mike's wife leaving him. Let me say that. I don't see it. Let's continue.
Around the league and in sports across the board. Robert Kraft, the Patriot owner of the very team Mike Vrabel is coaching and had played for in his heyday when he won 3 Super Bowls, was charged with 2 counts of first-degree solicitation, albeit the following year after, I believe it was in the fall of 2020, the charges were indeed dropped. But nonetheless, the attention that was brought to the organization was not necessarily in the most positive light. This could be the same situation that falls upon Vrabel. Now, can he endure it and make it out on the other side? Maybe, but it still is a terrible situation to find yourself in, despite the fact that we didn't hear anything regarding a resignation on his case or anything of the words of divorce coming from his wife or himself in that matter. Whatever the case just so happens to be, folks gotta stop playing games and falling victim to temptation.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Got you both out here looking absolutely ridiculous. As far as I'm concerned, both Dianna Russini and Mike Vrabel need to be taken to Suplex City. Rock!
Suplex City, bitch! Oh my God!
Shout out to the one and only. The one and only Chisel Adonis with that hell of a breakdown of the Dianna Russini saga scandal that has, well, she doesn't have a job at the Athletic anymore, but she is still employed at ESPN. If she
I'm married to someone average. I don't post a lot about them. If I was married to someone beautiful, I'd overpost too.
Here we go. Sorry. Let's bring this out back to the full camera. There we go. Yeah, let's shout out to Chisel Adonis doing wonderful things as YouTube streets. And so, yeah, I tagged him in here. I think he's wonderful. I'm pushing him to get him to 1 million subscribers. And again, it is he is going to be well on his way to doing that. So shout out to Chisel Adonis. There's not much more to be said. We will see what happens to Dianna Russini at ESPN. I think she'll have to take a leave of absence. I don't think she'll be returning to the NFL for a little while. I think, a good hiatus for at least 6 months to a year may be here. But again, not a good thing for her to be resigning from the Athletic if there is a mountain of evidence against her, especially where ESPN is involved. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Now again, so we'll follow where this leads. But again, in summation, you could be Jizleen Singh, you could be Dianna Russini. At the end of the day, there are 2 paths of ladies who wish to cuck their men, and both have very sinister ideals, and they are highly disrespectful to their men, and it's great that Dianna Russini's soon-to-be ex did, he said, to hell with this. I refuse to be insulted anymore. I'm going and seeing what's going on here. Hired a private investigator. This man is an executive at Shake Shack, and he found what he wanted. So ground for divorce here, people. And I think that in this instance, it's due to her. It's due to her infidelity. Now we'll see how this plays out, anyways. But this is going to be happening anyway. But yeah, thanks for joining me here on Talk Live. We will continue investigating this story. Sorry, I'm very short-winded here. Tomorrow I will be at the doctor's office, finally getting this prescription so I can get right as rain again. But I thank you very much for joining me here in Talk Live. We will keep this thing as it develops. Tomorrow night, uh, probably going to investigate. Well, we'll do another show. Look out for the promos on IG, YouTube, IG, on IG, uh, Facebook, and TikTok. And look forward to seeing you then very, very soon. Until next time, thank you very much for hanging in with me. And we're going to leave it right here. And good night from Toronto.